Look, failure was never meant to be the end of the story. It was always meant to be the lesson you can't find in any book, the teacher you never forget. In the quiet corners of life, there were so many people just sitting there, watching the world go by through thick glass made of fear. They never lost anything, never got beaten in any fight, never fell from a peak they worked hard to climb. They simply didn't move, didn't try. They thought they were playing it safe. Turns out they were living inside the biggest failure a person can know: the failure to even try. Real failure isn't falling down. Falling down is part of everything great. Real failure is when you close your eyes on a dream that's burning inside you and you just sleep on it night after night until it goes out, without ever giving it one single chance to breathe. That's the kind of failure no numbers announce, no statistics measure, because it can't be seen or heard. It just gets lived in deep silence. Look at anyone who ever made a mark on this world. You won't find a single one who didn't hit a moment where they almost gave up. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he lit up the world. Walt Disney got fired because he lacked imagination. J.K. Rowling got rejected by 12 publishers before her story took over the universe. These people didn't have a magic wand. They had exactly one thing: the guts to keep trying after every single letdown. As for the ones standing on the sidewalk clapping or cracking jokes, their names won't show up in any history book because they chose safety over actually living. That fake safety where you don't try, don't dream, don't take any risks. That's not wisdom. That's just cowardice wearing a suit and pretending to be logic. The wound you carry from a battle you actually fought heals over time and turns into a badge, but the emptiness left behind by the dream you never chased, that stays with you till your last day, always whispering, what would have happened if you just tried? People say I'm scared of failing, like failure is some cosmic disaster that makes the sun disappear. But here's the truth that everyone who ever really lived, stumbled, and got back up knows, yeah, failure hurts, but at least it's alive. The fear of failure, though, it's colder than death and slower than death. It eats you piece by piece and you don't even feel it happening. Start today. Not tomorrow, not when everything lines up perfectly and the stars decide to cooperate. Start while you're scared. Start when you don't have all the tools. Start when you have no idea where you're headed, because the road only shows itself to those who walk it, and answers don't get handed to people who just sit around waiting. The first step isn't the hardest step in your journey, but it's the most important one, because it's the step that proves to yourself before anyone else that you chose to be alive. Real life isn't measured by the number of years you've lived. It's measured by the number of moments where you interrupted the fear and said, I'm gonna try. Whether you win or lose, you'll come out of that moment bigger than you went in, because every single experience adds something to your soul that years of just sitting still could never give you in a whole lifetime. Don't be the person who reaches the end of the road with untouched dreams, untried ideas, and words they never said. Because the regret for what you did fades, but the regret for what you didn't do, that one sticks around. Be the one who tries, messes up, learns, gets up, and goes again. Be the one who lives, not the one who settles for watching life pass by.